should all acquaintance be forgot, we'll remember them so you don't have to.
I don't think that's how that goes, but it's been a while since I actually studied the lyrics, so.
Semantics. Anyway, greetings and felicitations, assorted children of the internet, and welcome to the first stream of 2025. Yeah. But yes, I am the Logician, joined here again by MLoreley.
Yeah, joined here by me, for some reason.
We'll figure it out someday.
Yeah, well, I'll find an excuse somehow.
Yes. Anyway, before we actually get into the stream proper, I did want to take a moment to just have a quick bit of real talk regarding any of you out there who might be feeling a bit anxious going into 2025, which, all things considered, I can understand people being a bit nervous, given everything that led up to the start of this new year. I want to take this moment to reiterate that if you are feeling at all uncertain of the future, unsafe in any way, shape, or form, even if it's down to simply being you, I want to assure you yet again that while you are here, you are and always will be safe. We will not tolerate anyone trying to question who you are. And if they do, then, well, we will promptly show them the door. And even if you aren't in that category of people who are legitimately concerned for their well-being and identity, even if you're just suffering from general existential malaise, given everything that has happened over the past half-decade, God knows I've been, just try to take some small comfort in the fact that for as uncertain as the future is, for as many outliers as there are to take into consideration going forward, you're still probably having a better start to your year than Jello Apocalypse.
Again, it's not exactly a tall bar to pass there, but...
You're not wrong.
Then again, you're not making videos criticizing actually massive fan favorites of major enterprises out there.
Yeah, he was kind of setting himself up for failure there, wasn't he?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's a gamble, but, like, whether it's good or bad press, you know, you're going to get attention on the video, and so it's still probably worth it to him no matter what.
I mean, tell that to Lily Orchard.
Hasn't stopped her yet.
You're not wrong. Anyway.
Feel free to explain it to Phoenix Fire.
Yes. So, to elaborate, Jello Apocalypse is a YouTuber who is famous for, among other things, making a series of videos entitled... So, this is basically insert franchise title here. Relatively recently, he released a video about One Piece in that same vein. One that was particularly, how do I put this nicely? Vindictive. And not exactly put together in good faith towards the franchise. Now, does he raise some valid critiques in the video? Yes. Was it worth the death threats he's been receiving? No. However, the thing about critique is that it generally needs to be made in good faith. And most forms of critique, I would argue all of them, most of the internet wouldn't, but I digress, critique needs to be approached with two important factors in mind when it comes to breaking down issues with any given piece of media: nuance and context. Jello Apocalypse does not seem to have gotten the memo in this regard.
And again, to be fair, neither do most internet reviewers. There's no entertainment in nuance, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, given both of our tenures with that guy with the glasses, I think we can attest to that.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it. You're always going to be walking that kind of road if you decide that what you're doing is you're playing a character instead of engaging with the material sincerely. If you're doing it to be entertaining, then you're not really a critic. You are an entertainer who is basing your opinion. I mean, the worst part is when you're an entertainer who's basing your criticisms on your real opinion, but then you can default to, oh, it was just my character. It's just a character I'm playing. Yeah, I agree, Phoenix Fire. In order for criticism to be worth anything, it needs to be constructive. If not, it's just plain mean. And
Absolutely.
constructive can include building off of that, you can have criticism of something in the sense of this was not done well, but if it's just this is bad, that's not criticism. That's just I'm expressing my opinion that I don't like this. Criticism, at least in the classic concept, is I don't like this. Here's what I do like about what you've done, and I can see what you're going for. Here's how you can nudge it better in that direction.
Yeah. And
like that's yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I apologize. I was just going to say, like, even in those cases where, like, you're talking about a franchise or an entry in a franchise that is widely beloved and you don't much care for it, the most you have to do is specify that a lot of what you were pointing out, like, even if you feel like it's a serious issue for your personal enjoyment, pointing out that it is just that, a matter of personal preference. Sometimes it can be a legitimate, like, functional aspect of things, like maybe a plot hole in a show or, like, a controller issue with a video game. But so long as you go out of your way to specify that you're not making these critiques in bad faith, and it can come down to just generally personal preference, that's fine. I bring this up because I recently watched a handful of video game reviews by this person who had opinions that did not exactly align with mine, but they did go out of their way at the very least to specify that it wasn't their attempt to make some sort of objective, like, analysis or evaluation of the game. It was just not really jiving with them given their own personal preferences and what they were looking for out of the game. And that's perfectly fine.
And then there are people who are, well, sometimes there is actually media that is just objectively bad. Like a certain movie we recently rewatched. That was so bad, I pulled out the source material for it and read the passage that they had fucked up so badly as to actually have presented the exact opposite of what that scene was supposed to be.
I mean,
that's how bad it was. I pulled out a book. I did the worst actually I think I've ever done.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Hey.
I mean, I will say, even in those cases where something is, like, straying horrendously from the source material or not doing a very good job of, like, conveying a mood or tone or overall message inherent of the original, more often than not, there's at least the value of this is so bad it's funny. But then again, that also depends on one's personal investment in seeing an accurate depiction of that original story.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I could probably go through that movie and talk about some of the things that it did right, but unfortunately the number of things that it did right couldn't even be done on only couldn't even be done on a whole hand. Half a hand is all I would need to count all of the things that this particular movie did right.
I mean, bold of you to assume they had a budget left over for ink to write that down.
Yeah, well... Anyway, you might hear more about my opinion on this particular thing at some point this next year. Yeah, assuming I actually start putting the pen to paper myself, so to speak.
In the meantime, we'll keep that under wraps. But for the time being, we're going to be delving back into the Jim Henson Hour. Now, some of you may have looked at the name of this stream and thought, what? Why? Just why? Well, there's a specific reason for that, and it has to do with what's going to be making up the bulk of the overall theme of this episode of the Jim Henson Hour. For the uninitiated, the Jim Henson Hour was a single-season TV series filmed and broadcast in 1989, featuring Jim Henson and a lot of his Creature Factory classics, primarily made up of the Muppets. essentially made to highlight the advances in cinematic puppetry around that era. As a child, I only saw one episode of this, and it was the very last episode. So this has been an interesting romp through what could have otherwise been a childhood classic for me.
Oh, hey, Sean.
Oh, hello! Thank you very much for joining us. Muppet Sex and Violence? Not quite, but the episode's still young. Well, the episode itself is not young, but the stream is.
The episode is young. Well, I mean, depends on what you're counting as young here.
I mean, if we're talking, like, carbon dating, then...
I was going to say, it's technically younger than me.
I mean, I digress. This is going to be an interesting experience for both of us. And
Why?
I suppose, without further ado, we should get on with the show. So?
I guess we should.
Yeah. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights.
The guest star channel is standing by. The opening number is queued up on monitor 4. Fozzie Bear's on monitor 7, and the do-it-yourself network is showing how to wax a mouse.
Sounds fabulous, but you can shut it all down.
They're what?
We don't...
You know?
They're trying to do what?
I mean, listen. Sometimes Cheezers wants to look especially good for his upcoming date, and you gotta lend him a helping hand.
There's a helping hand, and then there's creating a mouseicle.
Very true. Also, hello, Alex.
Hey.
Ah, my word.
Special, it's Muppet Night at the Movies!
Is it?
Once again, they went all out with this particular part of the intro here. And of course it has to be a griffin.
I mean, of course.
Also, do let us know how the audio levels are sounding.
Oh.
Yep.
It jumped. It's jumping.
Oh, is it jumping for you?
Yeah, well, it's like repeating bits and pieces here and there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's skipping around.
I'll pause it real quick to get a chance to catch up.
Well, that's just it. Like, it was evening out, and then you paused it, but it was like, and then, like,
Yeah, it was giving me that same experience for a few streams a while back.
Yeah, and I've had that here, too. I'm just remarking.
So delightfully 80s and 90s. You're not wrong, Sean.
Oh, every time we're like, this is hitting very specific memories.
Yeah.
For us.
Like, this was released the same year I was born. So this is very familiar to me. At least the overall aesthetic.
This was released the first year I was old enough to give a fuck about anything.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. See the title? Dog City? That is correct, Sean. Hence the name of tonight's stream.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I told you the name of tonight's stream, did I?
No, you said if you see tonight's stream.
Yeah, I named tonight's stream A New Leash on Life.
Oh, I did see that.
Okay.
I do have the stream open.
But yes, Dog City is the name of the episode. I also want to specify, like, up there, the title, it says episode 5, but in terms of the overall production of episodes, this was technically the 4th episode produced, which is why we are watching this for the 4th stream for this.
Mm-hmm.
I've decided to go by the number order listed on the wiki, rather than the actual playlist. Fox Kids, Saturday morning cartoons, like Yesterday Dog. I mean, it's entirely possible. Like, it might be something that many other people are more familiar with than I was. Same goes with The Storyteller, which was apparently a popular kids show over in the UK.
Is this the pilot?
It could be the pilot for Dog City. We shall see. But why don't we let the big man himself explain things for us?
No!
Okay, I'm sorry, but you have to understand, the moment you said no, I heard a shot fired outside my window. Big city living.
I'm just picturing me pulling out the gun on you, like screaming at that childish no.
Well, that's a sign you're living in Dog City, baby. My word.
Oh, snap!
Anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we?
Welcome to our show. Did you ever see one of those old paintings of a bunch of dogs sitting around playing cards? Well, that inspired us to create a whole city of dogs based on the style of the gangster movies of the 30s and 40s. We call it Dog City.
So creative.
Now, from the creators of Platypus Junction, Cow World, and Village of Fish.
Okay, but where are those movies?
I
Somebody's taking the train to Platypus Junction. As soon as you screamed, a door in your house slammed. Jesus.
So that's a twofer on my sense of timing.
The witch time strikes again. Eat your heart out, Bayonetta. Ah, my word.
Comes film only one word can describe.
Senseless.
Presenting Dog City.
You have a crazy cat, I
You'll
know.
see suspense,
Huh.
violence, more violence.
You know?
Catch a frisbee for a dime.
It repeated more violence and then did more violence and then more violence and I'm like, okay, even more violence. Okay.
Oh, God. Also, why do I get the inkling this dog wants to be somewhere that's green?
I'm not commenting. I'm not.
Oh, Seymour.
Dog City, the world's first scratch and sniff gangster film. Beg to see it.
I love it. Makes no sense whatsoever.
You know?
So make sure your dog is watching and settle back for a Muppet night at the movies.
Okay.
You know? Who's our special guest this time around? Oh, no special guest.
Okay, Kermit, I've shut down all the satellite links except for our feature film channel and this one.
What's that?
The All Dog Network.
The shows are all dogs?
No, the audience is all dogs. It seemed appropriate since our movie is called Dog City.
Well, thank you, Digit, but we don't need it.
Damn.
I even love how on my end it skipped. It's like, thank you, Gidget, but we don't need.
Yeah.
Or Digit, but we don't need. And then it skipped to silence and his hands spreading out like, oh, okay. We don't need
Yeah, I
silence.
mean, at least he backed down gracefully. Also, don't worry about the lion.
It's just a lion.
We don't talk about Leo. Whoa, whoa. Oh, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Ah, my word. Yeah, no, that lion shows up in pretty much every episode.
Of course.
All right, looks like Sean has redeemed an unpopular opinion. Let me see here. Unpopular opinion. I think My Hero Academia would have been better if Deku never got superpowers.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it just would have been more fascinating, like, to see his development with that limitation in place.
I kind of agree. I haven't even seen all of it, but I do think that the fact is he still had to earn it. Like, most people who are born with quirks in that universe,
Yeah.
like, they are literally just born with it. They may have to train it in order to, like, get control of it, but, like, they don't have to actually fight to earn those quirks. Deku is on, you know, the unique position of having to actually work hard to get to that same point. So it is still not just an underdog situation, but a sense of he's, well, yeah, like I said, that he had to actually willfully put himself into the position, and it was by demonstrating heroic behavior, regardless of whether or not he had the power to do more.
Yeah, no, that I can absolutely agree with. I feel like just like in the later seasons, My Hero got to the point of like, we have this character who started out as the underdog, but it leans into the classic shonen protag syndrome of let's now empower him light years ahead of literally every other character in the show, so that there's really no chance of him ever losing. Which, like, on the one hand, like, yeah, you have the cool anime fights, you know, inherent of that, but on the other, sort of detracts from a lot of the early series themes of, like, you know, having the fight to, you know, make up for your limitations and still be a hero.
But not to just like immediately negate you or anything like that, but I even think it kind of works because he started from behind, but part of what All Might saw in him in the first place was the potential to surge ahead, just given the right tools to do so.
And
fair. He did live up to that. He lived up to the expectation that he would take whatever he was given and make the absolute most of it.
That's also fair.
But I mean, that's also, I think it can be it can be done any number of ways. I have not seen it through the end of it, but again, the sense of nuance in all of this is that I do believe that you could have had it either way. It just always depends on how do you portray this.
That's also fair. I feel like I would have at least liked to have seen less sort of like what if scenario of like how Deku would have turned out or how his struggle would have differed if he never got those superpowers. It looks like Silver has redeemed the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. What can I say with this one?
Waka waka.
Well, that shirt is a choice you made.
It's not easy being green.
Okay, now that we have some people frothing in the balcony.
Is that what we're calling it?
I mean, for reasons I'll never understand.
Frothing in the balcony. What is that a euphemism for?
Statler and Waldorf having a stroke?
Okay. Yeah, no, that actually tracks.
Yeah. I hope they got paid good for their appearance at the Game Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, to sit back and watch the movie.
Mr. Kermit? Mr. Kermit, the film is lost.
What?
Don't attack me.
Vicky, I'm not attacking you.
Oh, well, they told...
See, that just raises further questions. Why is that her first instinct?
Right, like, we see him fucking vibrating. We even literally saw it in the last episode that he's just like, oh, well, you did your best. It's a hard job. Here, like, the movie's lost, and he's immediately like, what? And she's like, please don't attack me.
I mean, like, because, like, here's the thing. I can understand, like, Kermit having his, like, nervous moments. Like, who in the entertainment industry hurt this woman? The answer is yes.
I'm not attacking you.
Oh, my God.
But don't!
Ah, my word.
Notice in film school that you stars are given to uncontrollable rages.
Vicky, listen. I'm merely surprised, not to mention panicked, to hear that the film is not here.
Oh.
Go look for it!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They're starting to like the All-Dog Network, right?
I like it. I love it.
Queuing.
The All-Dog Network now leaves
my God.
the air so you can all switch over to Kermit the Frog and watch his great movie, Dog City.
Terrific. Big help. Digit, isn't there anything else on the air?
You're in luck, Kermit. On the feature film channel, they're about to run a preview of my new movie.
You made a movie?
Yep.
What? Better than nothing.
You made a movie?
Also, I wouldn't be too quick to make assumptions, Kermit.
Full-length feature.
Hi, everybody.
Can you pause?
Yeah.
So it's skipping around for me again.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny because hi. He goes, hi, everybody. And then it cuts to him walking off.
That's what I heard, too. I think that's just what he did.
Hi, everybody.
That also reminds me of fucking, like, when we were watching that movie the other day, it's like, are you alright? Pause, shakes head.
Oh no, it wasn't that bad. It's like, are you all right?
Oh god, no. And now I remember that. That's what it reminded me of, the fucking, like, martial arts noises from Masked Rider, like the "Ouya! Ouya!"
Ah!
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to continue watching that shit at some point. What have I done? Save us, Bean the Rabbit. Save us.
No, this time, when Evil McBad hatches a plan that isn't very nice.
Evil McBad, ladies and gents, and everyone in between.
I'm going to rid the world of cuteness, and I'll begin with the biggest pile of cuteness of them all, Bean Bunny.
Uh-oh, looks like our favorite bunny is gonna be in real trouble. But it all works out, and along the way, there'll be some new Bean songs that your heart will be singing for years.
Sometimes it's hard to be so cute. Sometimes I just don't give a hoot. But
Your
then
typical
I give my
VTuber stream.
whistle a toot, and I'm cute.
Coming soon to your neighborhood theater, Bean Bunny and the Cuteness Thief.
The thing is, this really isn't all that dissimilar from the one feature-length Muppet thing that Bean was in. Pretty sure it was like an Easter special or something, but it was like the classic story of like a bunch of rabbits want like the vegetables on the farmer's like property, and the farmer has like a loyal dog, but the dog's also kind of stupid. That old chestnut. I can't for the life of me remember what it was called, but you know he's evil because he has an easy to twirl mustache? Absolutely, Sean. Isn't it just Peter Rabbit? It could have been a Peter Rabbit thing, but I know that was like the first thing I ever saw Bean in. I would have to do some fucking research to figure out what the fuck that was. But
I'm
time and a place. I
This
mean,
feels like a movie that I would have to subject you to if I wanted to torture you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
True.
And it will not be the last.
Bean Bunny.
I don't know why, but I'm sorry. For
Oh, it's so
immediately
shocking
pausing
that
again.
Kermit turned into Digit.
Sorry, but it just the delivery of that, like the Bean Bunny, it reminded me of like, I don't know why that was just such a popular little like ditty in advertising back then, because like you had Green Giant or Red Robin. It's like all over fucking in like at least a third of the commercials that were on TV as a kid, at least in my experience.
Well, yeah, it's a harmonious chord.
Yeah, that's fair.
Da da da. Da da da. Etc.
Hey, put that back on.
I'm sorry, Bean. My circuits were starting to corrode from too much sweetness.
You didn't even wait to see the second preview. That one is only half of an all-Bean double feature.
Well, I don't think I could take it.
Oh, no, you'd love it. The
Watch
second
Together
one goes
does not
against
like
my
it when you
image.
pause.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
don't know, I'm gonna have to think this over.
What?
You know?
Now anger has a new name.
Oh no. I guess we're doing this.
Rage has a new voice. Revenge has a new face.
Don't you just love when you're passing over a patch of prairie dogs and they just yeet a missile at you?
Oh yeah, no, that's my favorite weekend activity.
Exactly.
Launching missiles at helicopters.
You know, weekend
Via
spontaneous
prairie
combustion,
dog.
my big favorite. Also, I'm oh god, if it's fucking Ram Bunny, I swear to fucking God, Fee. But yes, I'm glad I was able to tap into that particular nerve of nostalgia for you to make you sing out loud. Ah, my word.
Beanpole.
Beanbo. God fucking damn. Close enough. I'll give you credit where credit is due.
Beanbo.
Beanbo.
Oh my God.
I just realized this reminds me of the fucking fake movie commercials from UHF. It's like, Gandhi 2. He's back, and this time he's mad.
No. Well, okay, he's back. This time he's mad. Yeah, because he doesn't have his wife to beat on.
Yeah. Yeah, that would do it. That and Conan the Librarian. Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Those snakes here are just anti-aircraft themselves. Honestly,
I mean,
look, anything out that way can be anti-aircraft if you believe in it.
Definitely. Also, I apologize for not bringing it up earlier, but hey, Zach, thank you for joining.
Welcome.
Ah, my word.
Beanbo.
You mentioned that, yes.
Now cute. Let's learn to kill.
Kind of a whole new image, huh? I can slash and burn and still be adorable.
Vicky, where's our film?
Maybe it's in the refrigerator.
What?
Kermit, the All Dog Network is back on the air. Oh, take it. Oh, yes.
Well, it seems that Kermit the Frog has gone back on his promise to show that film classic, Dog City.
I have not. It's just a delay.
However, we've obtained some behind-the-scene glimpses of the making of Dog City.
My word.
Okay, cut. 5 minutes, everybody, then we'll do it for real.
I love how that's clearly like just Jim Henson, like behind the mic there, because that's just like I feel like the one character he never really changed his voice much for was Kermit.
I take care, Zach.
All right, you have a good one, Zach.
And you're right. Well, because again, Kermit was always meant to be the everyman.
Oh yeah.
To an extent, and of course, when you're the director, you are clearly the everyman.
I mean. But it raises an interesting question about like how much you should like put into like making alterations to your natural speaking voice when you're trying to make a name for yourself as either a voice actor or like just some kind of like character actor. Like how much you should detach yourself from that initial push to get into the spotlight.
That's just it. Like, you and I generally agree on the idea that voice actors should be actors first and foremost.
Yeah.
Doing, quote-unquote, a voice should not be your priority, especially if you're just getting started with it. Now, I say that. If you are practicing doing voices, that's a good way to build up your ability to do voice acting. And I don't want to discourage that either. But in terms of establishing yourself as an actor, you can... I'm of many minds of this because there is always nuance. We do need character actors. We need people who can do voices. But I do think that if you're trying to establish yourself somewhat seriously, it's good to have some baseline of performance that you can then exaggerate versus if all you can do is exaggerate and you need to play something more subtly, then you're going to run into more roadblocks, I think. It's like the same thing with art. You know, you want to figure out how to do things more realistically before you try stylizing it.
Absolutely. And again, it can also very much depend on like either the genre or the medium through which you are trying to make a name for yourself as an actor. Because like, say you're like, the thing with like stage acting, for example, as opposed to like acting for film, is that a lot of what you do does in fact have to be at least a little bit exaggerated, because you're not just performing for the people in the front rows, you're performing for the people in the balconies or the very back seats, and a lot of what goes into your performance does have to be, to an extent, exaggerated so that it can be conveyed while also still being believable, and that's a weird sort of fine line you have to find that balance for.
True, but if we're talking about recording in the booths, right, you know, you don't have to worry about reaching the person sitting in the back because they're all going to be able to hear you.
Yeah, but I was even gonna carry on to say that like it's surprising how like the number of people who start out in theater will often like, well, not often enough, but like those who do start out in theater who then eventually, you know, dip their toes into voice acting they have a special quality to their performances that they've developed a real knack for that type of nuance. Like, for example, Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart was is a classically trained actor who performed a lot on the stage and film, and then started putting himself out there more and more as a voice actor. And you have his more bombastic and exaggerated voice performances in the likes of, say, American Dad. But then you have the far more nuanced, subtle performances that are still very, like, gut-wrenching in, say, Nausicaa. Yeah. And Tim Curry is another one of those types of actors, I feel.
Well, he himself has become... It's one of those things where actually, more over time, the comedic stuff that he's done has kind of planted himself a lot more firmly in, like, pop consciousness of him. But all you have to do is watch the infamous Rocky Horror Picture Show to see him being legitimately menacing and terrifying.
Oh, yes.
He can pull that off really, really well, and he can flip it like a light switch.
Oh, yeah.
Clue is a great example of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was even also thinking of, like, while I don't think he was physically in the movie, he was the vocal performance for the devil in, what was the name of that one movie where the young woman has to, like, hurt a unicorn? It's going to bother me for ages.
Has to hurt a unicorn?
Yeah, either hurt or kill. She has to get, like, unicorn blood or something. It's like, I remember specifically, like, Tim Curry's voice, like,
was it not your sin slayed the unicorn? Even now, the evil seed of what you've done germinates within you.
The thing that comes to mind for me is Legend, which had Tom Cruise as, like, the hero, and that is just Tim Curry as the devil.
Oh, yeah. That might be it, actually.
Physically. Because he's there physically. He's just under a lot of, like, prosthetics.
Oh, was that actually Tim Curry?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they just had Tim Curry dub him over.
No, I'm pretty sure that was just legitimately his.
Oh, well, my mistake.
Yes. That's an important thing to keep in mind too, Sean. I'm glad that we got Mark Hamill. I think that Mark Hamill brought something very specific to the role of Joker that I have a lot of respect for Tim Curry, but it would have been a different character if it were Tim Curry in the role of the Joker.
I definitely agree. I do wish that we had the opportunity to have, like, before he had his stroke, to hear at least, like, maybe one animated movie or something where Tim Curry actually got the role of the Joker, because I'm still curious as to how that would have panned out. I think I've heard some, like, samples here and there of, like, audition stuff, but it's again one of those, like, intriguing what if scenarios. But yeah, the ultimate point being that, like, a lot of, like, how much you should try to exaggerate versus go with what feels most natural for any kind of performance, vocal or otherwise, depends on the context of what it is you're performing for.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'll say that you also appreciate the warmer inflections he gave as the Nigel Thornberry. Goddamn.
True.
Yeah. Man, I remember, and this is the last tangent, I apologize. I remember there's a specific fucking video I would always watch while I was in college. It was like 15 minutes of Tim Curry being Tim Curry or something like that. And it had like a bunch of like various out of context segments of not always voice acting, but also him in like live action roles. And it was just one of those, like, almost to the point of being like a stim video that I would watch constantly. Because I just loved hearing his range as an actor. He was goofy, but also a caring father. Yes, absolutely, Sean. Anyway.
A vital player whose role is all too often overlooked. But what about the dog behind the makeup?
Huh.
How you doing? Excuse me, but aren't you a cat?
Yeah, that's right. I'm a cat.
Most of the stunt dogs in this business are cats. Is that such a surprise?
So the dogs know you're a cat. Doesn't that cause any problems?
Yeah, we need separate dressing rooms. No, seriously, this whole cats and dogs thing is a myth. We're professionals. Oh, excuse me, it's magic time.
Yeah, we're doing the hammer scene now, right over there.
All right, let me just get my face on here.
Oh, that's
Okay, let's
actually
rock and roll.
unfortunate.
Can you see out of there?
Not really, just give me a moment here.
Action.
Thank you very much, I'll just...
You know?
What's the matter, little kitty cat? Did we hit you too hard with this little hammer?
I'm fine. I love my work. I'm just fine. Is that
Jesus.
you, Mom?
Later that day, we had a chance to witness more of the stunt
Here's the
cat's
thing, a cat
artistry.
as a stunt character would make sense because they're much more generally agile.
Yeah.
So they would have an easier time, I think, if they were doing the stunts, but that was just mean.
That really was. Also, welcome back with food, Silver.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that had unfortunate implications.
Yeah, I can't say I find concussions very funny.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, just one question. Is the mattress right below me?
Oh, yeah. It's right below you now. Okay, action.
I'm okay.
Down to 7, I'm assuming.
The final stunt of the day was the most spectacular of all. And though our cameras were not there to record it, we can tell you it involves a giant steamroller.
Oh, what was that? Was that okay for everyone? We can go again if you want. Oh, I'm fine. Really. Rock and roll.
For behind the scenes, I'm Rover Cleveland.
Rover Cleveland, shut the fuck up. I mean, who am I to talk? Half of what I say is fucking dad jokes.
Well, no. About 80% of what you say is pure, unadulterated snark.
Well, I mean, that's also true.
Half of what's left might be dad jokes.
I mean, semantics.
Yes, actually. You got that right for once.
I mean, I have my moments.
I tease.
Anybody have a pump?
Well, that killed some time.
Yes.
Didn't
And the cat.
do the cat much good either.
Oh, God damn it! Once again, it's almost as if the Muppets have always been an influential part of a lot of modern snark.
Almost like...
I found it.
Oh, good. Where was it?
It was in the film library, under D.
Really?
Yeah, it'll just take me a minute to thread the projector.
Oh, great. A minute. Digit, what do we go to for a minute?
Oh, well...
Getting a little close and personal, huh,
of
Digit?
course. We'll be back with Dog City right after this.
Okay, hold
So
on.
my end,
Hold on.
It skipped around. We'll be back with Dog. Da, da, da.
Of course.
Let's
We'll be back with
get
Dog
a
City
quick pause
right
here.
after this.
Why are they going full American Gothic with the posing here?
I mean, why not?
I mean, fair enough.
We finally meet Kermit's wife.
Yeah. I mean, good on Digit. Sorry I had to find out this way, Miss Piggy. You know?
Put on your collar, sniff around. You gotta dig this crazy town. Hustlers, hucksters, gamblers, fools. Gangsters breaking all the rules. It's watch your step, look out below.
Am I the only one who was always a little put off by these semi-more realistic Muppets? Like with like the age lines and skin folds and whatnot.
It edges a little bit into the uncanny valley, but not enough for me to be super put off.
That's entirely fair. I think that is exactly what it is, though. The uncanny valley approach. It's like not quite to the same extent as those fucking white-eyed dogs from Sesame Street, but it's almost scratching on that same uncomfortable itch.
I suppose.
It's everybody wants to go. Dog City.
Everybody wants to go.
Dog City.
Everybody wants to go.
Dog City.
Every crazy cat I know. Every low down so-and-so.
Dog City.
The costume Muppets are an acquired taste. I can also agree with that, Sean.
Everybody in the know.
Put your glad rags on, bring lots of dough. Hurry up!
Everybody wants to go.
That was just Clifford. I recognize the voice actor for him.
Bonjour, 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 bonjour.
It's ugly nuts with looks that kill.
Well, anything can happen, and it probably will.
Dog City. Everybody wants to go. Dog City.
Everybody in the know.
Put your glad rags on, bring lots of dough.
Hurry up. Everybody wants to go.
You know the rules. No
Huh.
cash, no kibble.
Did that pass into a minor key
I think it... Maybe?
for this last verse? Because it was slightly different. It had that slight more sinister edge to it, more than just like the lyrics and the tones that they were singing in. But it felt legitimately like
Maybe. Let's give that another listen, because I think you might be right.
Everybody in the know.
Put your glad rags on, bring lots of dough.
Hurry up. Everybody wants to go.
Still sounds a bit major, but it did go up a key.
a little bit. I mean, it did go up a key, yes.
Yeah.
But
Also, did they take the fucking head of the dog from Fraggle Rock and put it on a little chibi body?
why not?
I guess why the fuck not?
You know the rules. No cash, no kibble.
Aw, damn.
That's the way it goes.
Hey, Mac, what's the cat of the day? Persian.
Long hairs make you cough, Rusty. We'll just split a diet tabby.
Got it.
Of course they have to do
yes.
that reference.
Dogs famously eating cats. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm just saying a rivalry does not inherently mean that one of them is planning on fucking eating the other.
I was gonna say, like, usually the food webs of the real world do not follow the I know an old lady who swallowed a fly philosophy. Also, like, I'm surprised they were able to get away with this.
Well,
Like, I mean, it's one thing to just have two dogs eating spaghetti. They went out of their way to make these Muppets look like those dogs.
well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then again, Disney would go on to buy the Muppets, so I suppose this was a sign of things to come. Actually, I forget, but I think this may have... Did this air on the Disney Channel? I can't remember entirely.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up too later. There he is.
Well, this is it. Dog City, where the dogs are raining and the cats are nervous. Yeah, around here it's dog eat dog. Things can get pretty rough. Inside joke.
Okay, I like that little detail of the dog eat dog, and then he actually checks the hot dog.
Yeah, no, I like that too. There's like the little subtleties there. They had a lot of Jim Henson stuff back in the day. Oh yeah, no, Disney had a fair bit of it, to my memory anyway. But also, I could be mistaken, but I'm relatively certain that Rolf was probably one of the more famous Muppets before Kermit became the face of the brand. Because I remember he was like a common guest star on a particularly well-known sitcom back in the 60s. I unfortunately cannot remember off the top of my head the name of that particular show, but he was absolutely a recurring character there, and he sort of like made Jim Henson more of a household name at the time before he would eventually put together the Muppet Show proper.
Interesting.
It's the storyteller, Mother Goose, and I forgot about Mother Goose. Holy shit. I'm sorry, Fee. You just unlocked a latent fucking memory. I used to watch that all the time on the Disney Channel. I didn't realize that was Jim Henson, admittedly. Did you ever watch Mother Goose?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't remember it. Maybe if I saw it, I'd remember, but, like, I don't know.
That's entirely fair. To my memory, it was essentially like you know how with like the storyteller, you have this interesting sort of like fantasy, almost gothic aesthetic with John Hurt and his like Muppet dog telling the story. Imagine that, but brightened the fuck up with like green grass, a shimmering pond, and a Muppet goose telling the little goslings a story.
I don't remember it, but that doesn't mean I never saw it. It just means that it happened before trauma wiped my memory of shit.
No, that's valid as fuck. Oh my god, I'm just making a fucking list of things to look into tonight, I suppose. Holy shit. But anyway.
Watch your tail back in the 1930s. That's 13,510 in dog years. Oh, they love me here. Now, this is a tune from my new album, Songs in the Key of Arf. When a stranger walks in, every dog in the place smells trouble.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Okay, that's another little... I mean, it's not exactly subtle the way they do it, but it's still like, okay, we're rolling with it. He's like, well, yeah, no, he can be trusted. He checks out. It's an old code, but it checks out.
Mild consternation. Trouble has kind of an acrid smell.
Thanks. But this stranger was none other than our hero,
Thanks.
Ace U.
Yes.
That's Ace U, get it? Boy, if that isn't a setup for a gag, I don't know what is.
Are you Bubba the bartender?
Maybe. Who wants to know?
I'm you.
You're me?
No, you. Why you?
Why, yay.
Look, it's simple. You is me.
You is you?
Right.
So, who is me?
Oh, who is you? Pleased to meet you, who?
Now I'm confused.
But you used to be who?
What?
Call me Ace.
Look, Ace, don't play
Who's
games
on
with
first?
me.
Hold on.
I don't know who's on third. I was gonna say this this is dipping a bit, unfortunately, into some jokey territory that is not aged well. I think specifically of a variation of this joke from one of the Rush Hour movies. I mean, if you know, you know. But I'm thankful for the fact that they didn't at least give him a let's just say distinct accent to go along with this name.
Right here, you see? Hey, come on. Do I look dumb enough to pull out a gun in a place like this?
Yeah, you do.
I mean.
All right. Jeez, ask a stupid question.
Okay. No, I actually appreciate that. It's like,
ask
all
a
right,
dumb
fine,
question, get a dumb answers. But that even feeds into literally how sayings have lost their meaning over time.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer, but when you only say ask a stupid question with the implication of get a stupid answer, if you don't know the other half of it, you're going to respond to the first part of it.
Exactly. That's a that's a unique piece of writing that I really appreciate about this so far. I think that's my favorite bit from the script, at least at this point.
Sorry, folks. In dog talk, that's what we call chasing a shtick.
Ha.
Look, it's the deed to this place. I inherited it from my Uncle Harry. I'm the new owner.
Let me see that. Oh, Ace you. Old Harry was your uncle. He never said nothing about family. Why'd he leave the doghouse to you?
I was hoping you'd tell me. I didn't even know I had an Uncle Harry. Tell me, Bubba, how... How?
Of course.
In what manner did he die?
He said it was an accident. Said he put on a lead swimsuit by mistake and then accidentally stabbed himself on the way off the roof. Hey, that's enough.
As was custom at the time.
Hey, that's enough. I love the idea of, like, literally someone in the thing just like, all right. Stop with that.
Yeah, we've we've stretched this as far as it'll go. But It's interesting. I didn't expect this to dip into specifically 1930s aesthetics.
I mean...
Oh, hello, Carl. Thank you for dropping by. All right,
Hey.
redeeming an unpopular opinion. Let me see. Trying to think. Unpopular opinion. I'm even trying to think of something in relation to like what we're watching. Guy, you coughed me off guard. Sorry, I'm just taking unintended psychic damage, apparently.
Well, here's the thing. It's asking for an unpopular opinion, and most of the time, your opinions aren't that unpopular.
I guess so. I thought it would... I thought I'd have, as the children say, more haters out there than I apparently do have. But, oh, okay. I have one. I feel like VTubers need to cut back from the whole military uniform aesthetic, because I feel like it's just sort of glorifying the overall aesthetic of fascism. And while that might not necessarily be the intention, it's really not helping, given the circumstances of everything right now. Like, again, I'm not saying these VTubers, I'm not going to name names, obviously, and I'm not saying it's their intention to glorify the aesthetic or idea of dictatorship or fascism, but I don't think it's exactly helping the case either.
I have mixed feelings on it, because I actually do like uniform aesthetic, and it depends on exactly how much of that is evocative of fascism.
Yeah.
But, like, I think, I don't know, I like it stylistically, but I do think that there are a lot of people who skirt the line, no pun intended, of, I want to dress like a Nazi without dressing exactly like a Nazi, so I'm going to go with the generic uniformed look.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I thankfully, most of the cases I've seen have not included, say, like, a red armband with the uniform. But, like, as you mentioned, it skirts the line just enough to make me uncomfortable. Like, even with, like, VTubers who I would normally still follow, and, like, it's not that, like, it is, like, inherently change my opinion of the VTubers so much as, like, oh, that's unfortunate, I really wish they wouldn't. But, yeah, it's just...
So, not an unpopular opinion, but...
I guess not, but it's just... I imagine it'd be one of those opinions that most VTuber stans would say, dude, calm down. It's just an anime person on the TV. Anyway.
Sorry, your opinions are boring.
I mean, damn. Gonna have to try harder next time. Have to invoke pizza again in some way, shape, or form, apparently. Which apparently more people care about, which is unfortunate in and of itself. Anyway...
I could go for pizza.
The real it was them. Harry wouldn't pay them the profits from the doghouse, so them got angry.
You mean they got angry?
Why should they get angry? It was Bugsy that killed him.
Bugsy who?
No, Bugsy them.
Oh, now I'm confused.
But you used to be you. Hey, I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Bugsy them. That's right.
This is about pizza? Don't worry about it.
Cheap joke name. Bugsy's such a major gangster, they print the same newspaper story every day and you just fill in the crimes.
Yeah, Bugsy them owns every kibble and every bit of Dog City.
Either you cough up your profits or you'll be coughing up seaweed like your Uncle Harry.
Yeah, he's right, Ace. I'd pay up if I were you.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're not me, because I'm you, and you don't care what them wants. Get it?
No.
I get the distinct impression this is going to get old real quick.
I get old.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they are aging in dog years, so...
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, so I suppose in that respect, it's very on brand.
What I mean is, whether Bugsy them likes it or not, the profits from this place are gonna build a quarter-way home for the orphans.
You mean a halfway home?
One step at a time, Bubba.
Bugsy them's sure gonna be...
Okay, I actually like that. God, it's always orphans with these fucking settings, man.
It's always orphans.
Yes. Why did it have to be orphans? I'm just picturing a fucking Indiana Jones movie where Harrison Ford is looking down into a pit, but it's just a bunch of, like, houseless kids, like,
I'm just
eating
picturing...
porridge.
Well, and, like, peering down, like, into, like, this pit, and you see all of, like, these reflective eyes peering back up, and, like, they're the wide eyes of orphans.
You're just hearing from the echoes below, tomorrow, tomorrow.
A penny?
God. More? Anyway.
Stop when he this. Yeah, but what if he doesn't hear about it?
Oh, he'll hear about it all right.
But what if he doesn't?
Oh, he will all right.
But what if he doesn't?
Oh, he will all right.
But what if he doesn't?
Oh, he
Looks
will
like the
all
scene's
right.
stuck. What if he
I better
doesn't?
get out of here.
Thank
it
you,
looks
Rolf.
back on itself.
The power the soundtrack holds.
The random CG smoke.
The dog
I think that's legit.
Oh.
Start an 8th-way house with more money.
For crying out loud, Bugsy, sit still, can't you? Besides, he said a quarter-way house.
He'll never get that far.
There we go, Bugsum. All done.
Let me see. Not bad, not bad. Look at that tail. Ain't that something? Come on, wake up. You're supposed to say, oh yeah, Bugsy. Yours is...
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yes, Bugsy. Yours is the greatest tail in the entire canine universe.
We're totally not setting up a gag here where something's going to happen to the tail.
Oh, yes, Bubsy.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's friends with the lion from the start. Who knows? Actually, that'd be an interesting twist. Like, he gets in trouble for being in cahoots with the lion, and it's sort of like a an American Tail type twist.
You're not a rat, you're a cat.
I just keep finding opportunities to miss American Tail. I need to watch those movies again. I will never fucking forgive them for making Fievel Goes West non-canon.
I will, in fact, gut a bitch.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Because that is, okay, on the one hand, is it patently attempting to capitalize on a popular franchise, like a popular genre?
Like spaghetti
yes!
western, yes.
Because
but it works.
American Tail, it's based on the American expansion.
Yeah.
And it's still colonialism, you know, it's still colonizers and all of that shit, but it's a little bit more complicated because it is very clearly a Jewish family.
Yeah.
But
a little bit.
like I'm not going to Fievel Goes West for the finest cinematic experience, but it has all of the good things that are just pure schlock. You know, they have a fucking musical number where, never mind, they have multiple musical numbers. Why did they make it not canon? Because they decided they wanted to bring it back to New York.
Yeah, like it's like the whole quote unquote twist they pulled with it was like Fievel wakes up in the third movie. He's like, "Oh, I had a dream. I was in the Wild West and a cowboy." Yeah, wake the fuck up, Fievel.
It was what it was. Yeah, his friend, which was his friend in the first movie.
Yeah.
Being the one to wake him up and be like, yeah, get back to reality. And it's just like, dude, like there are ways you could have had them move back to New York for a reason.
Yeah.
Like that could have been the movie. Like that there is something that was left behind in New York, or like a family member that came on a later boat that they need to go back and find. And that's again another reason why maybe the rest of the Meowskowitz's family decide that they can't travel back to New York, but Fievel goes, "No, that's family. We don't leave family behind."
Yeah, Fievel, not played by Vin Diesel. Yeah. Also, Sean, I'd have to listen to it again, but was it specifically the Blues Brothers cover that they used in Fievel Goes West? Because now that I think about it, they do sound fairly similar in my head. Once again, adding it to a list for later.
Mm-hmm.
The list never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Anyway.
No other dog and no other tail.
Okay, that's enough. You're too kind. It's not them in a hurry. Scruffy, Mad Dog, Laughing Boy, get in here.
What's this?
it did the looping thing.
Oh no.
Where they're like squeezing to get in, then they back up again and then try to squeeze again and then pop their inside.
Yeah.
But like it literally jumped from to all right, boss. Unintended hilarity just as a result of technical difficulties, I guess.
Absolutely. It's like trying to watch an unintentional YouTube poop.
Right?
Ah, man.
It's like a tale of two setters. Get it? Setters.
Thank you, you mangy mutts.
What was that for, boss?
Nothing. It's totally pointless. That's the way I operate, see? Senseless violence got me where I am today, and don't you forget it. See this? Gorgeous, ain't it? Belonged to my dear departed mother. I remember the last thing she said to me, with tears in her eyes. She said, "Give back my vase, you little thief." Senseless. Come on, let's go see this new dog in town. Mad Dog, get my coat. My coat, get my coat. Mad Dog, what are you doing? Down, boy, down, boy. Heel, sit, stay. Why, I oughta.
There's just one A I'm walking here from covering all the fucking tropes.
That sure was a necessary experience to watch.
It was, in fact. One might even call it senseless.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
You'll do that anyway, one way or another.
I'm 14 years in obedience school and dumb as a brick. I'd smack you, but it wouldn't be senseless enough. Come on, let's go. Move it. Come on. Let's go, everybody. Come on. Get going, get going.
That is just not a dogtail.
It's really not.
Not at that length.
But what if he doesn't? Oh, he will, all right. But what if he doesn't? Oh, he will, all right. But what if he
I got an extra loop of that.
Oh, no.
Because it cut back again.
You got the director's
But
cut.
what if he doesn't? Oh, he will, all right. But what if he doesn't? What if he doesn't?
Oh, my God.
We're not even halfway through this shit.
Nope.
My little friends, how good to see you all.
We're a little over a quarter house.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noses cold and wet.
Told you you'd hear about it.
But what if he didn't?
So, you must be you.
That's right. I'm you.
What a coincidence. I'm them.
I like your pronouns.
Nice.
I will respect them.
Shame they won't.
Now that's trouble.
Allow me to introduce my associates. Mad Dog, Laughing Boy, Scruffy.
Don't mind him. He's got a nervous tick.
And of course, my lovely personal assistant. Bugsy's Mall is so beautiful, dogs drool at just the sound of her name. Miss Bell.
Pleased to meet you. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Now,
I'm sure I'm
as
you.
new owner of the doghouse, I trust you're aware of the financial obligations your job entails.
Forget it, Bugsy. You get nothing from me. All my profits are going to charity.
Fine. From now on, you'll donate everything you earn to the Keep Bugsy Happy Fund.
What's that? Part of the Silly Tail Society?
Ooh. Damn, some fighting words.
Them's are, in fact, fighting words.
Why are they trying to pass a fox off as a dog?
Don't worry about it.
That's bad. You're a bad dog.
Oh,
shit.
Wow, damn, they pulled out the big guns for this.
that is some sick... Like, actually, here's the thing.
I was gonna say, they showed this on Disney Channel? Good God.
Here's the thing. We can sarcastically say that this isn't, this isn't actually all that bad. But one, do not hit your dogs. Second of all, at the time, it was more acceptable. Like, that was how you disciplined them or whatever.
Yeah.
But think about it this way. This is straight up literally kicking someone's ass in public. And again, remembering from the perspective that a dog being told that they're a bad dog is like the worst thing that can happen to them.
Yeah.
This is horrific.
Considering they've all
horrific on
become
scale.
genetically predisposed to helping us in every way, shape, or form.
And then you call them a bad dog?
Hey,
You just
goddamn,
leave it like that?
And now that is, in fact, senseless.
I was going to say, that's as senselessly violent as you can possibly be.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Bad dog. Bad dog. 3's the limit. Anything more would be senseless. Bad dog. Bad dog. That's a warning, you. Dog City belongs to them, and that's me. Get it? Mad Dog, get the car. The car. Get the car.
Well, shit.
Damn.
Drive safely.
Don't you worry about it. Mad Dog, let's go to the car. I'm calling for the beating school
You know?
for a rebate. Now get in, will you?
I don't get it, Ace. You didn't even fight back. How can you take a beating like that?
You see, Bubba, there's a lot you don't know about me. Why I hate violence, why I won't fight. You see, the truth is, I used to be a shepherd.
Huh.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, so? So you were a shepherd. Big deal. You sit around and bark at sheep all day.
Bark? Bark? Oh, sure, you bark. At first. Till one day, you bark, they laugh. Ever hear a sheep laugh? It's a mean, evil laugh.
And it goes something like this. Baramu! Baramu! It's a nice
Now I need to
opportunity
roll
now,
up a newspaper, don't I?
I mean, this is why I lock my door.
Bad dog! Bad Griffin!
Here's Lassie!
One day, you get a bat. And sure, the bat works fine. For a while, then they start to laugh at the bat. So, you get a gun. And sure, the gun works fine. For a while. You know they say, a sheep's eyes can stare right through a dog. Sheer hell. Well, when they started talking about landmines, I knew it was time to get out of the shepherd business.
What?
As you do. I don't think I
Okay,
saw that
that-
sequel to Babe.
That escalated in one of the most confounding ways.
I mean, listen.
First you bark at them, and then you get a bat out, and then they laugh at that, so then you pull out a fucking gun, and I'm like, why? Why do you need a gun? For being never mind, this takes place in America.
I was going to say, specifically 1930s America.
Yeah.
And I mean...
It doesn't make it right, but that does explain it.
Yeah, and clearly he is the black sheep of his particular litter.
All right.
My word.
All right.
Yep.
The spray bottle asset isn't on this channel.
No, unfortunately,
Dang.
not this one. At one point, I will have to bring one on. My word. Let's see. Nearly an hour and a half, and, well, we're just a little under halfway through.
Yeah.
Whoa! I'm sorry. No, I'm not. 1930s through a 1990s lens. Yeah.
Shots
it's
for
funny that
Tender
way.
Bear.
I guess now you turn to me expecting a sheep joke. Thank you.
Look, Ace.
Oh, you.
Nobody's gonna blame
Hey.
you if you pay Bugsy the money. But we're all in this thing together.
Thanks, Bubba. But I won't give in to violence. Let Bugsy do his worst. We'll stick together, huh? Huh? No matter how cruel and how mindlessly painful the consequences!
Good night, Ace. There's horse chunks in the fridge if you get hungry.
Oh, God. Fuck. I see we've also dealt with the horse and dog food joke.
Oh dear.
My word. I suppose everything's on the menu tonight. Yeah, this was a contributing factor, Fee. You really don't see the nightcap in most depictions of pajamas anymore.
No. Yeah.
Boy, am I beat. I am dog-tired.
You know?
Oh, wow. I don't believe this every night. Stupid instincts. Before you sleep, turn once around, or else you'll wake up and... That's dumb. Silly old dog's tail.
Hi, OCD.
Yeah.
What did you do in that bed? Never mind.
Damn. Oh, you're right. Ida did have one. They're after my horse chunks.
They really need to stop horsing around.
You know? Anymore, they'll delve into full play.
Oh, this is how you resolve a little spatula.
Mm-hmm. Faster than greased lightning.
Hey, you gonna fry me to death?
Well, I...
Aye. You sound like Carmen Moran Dog's houseboy. Is this your idea of a night out? You dress up in your jammies and you terrorize back alleys with a kitchen utensil?
Now you see him with a sheep. Thinks it real interesting.
I want to hit you.
You want to do that regardless.
True.
I think we found our love interest.
What gave it away?
I heard noises. Hang on a second, sister. I'll ask the questions. What's a dame like you doing out here this late at night?
Well, spatula boy, if you must know, I'm grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping? In this dump? Well, hey, I got a lot of food inside. There's a meaty mixture, beefy banquet, horsey harvest, kidney cornucopia.
No thanks. Whatever you're cooking smells too hot for my taste.
Oh.
I'm not... Oh, my dog!
Of course.
Really?
Quick, where's the nearest hydrant?
No time for that now. Can't you see we've got a fire to fight?
Somehow I feel like she was hired by the opposition.
I mean...
This is Ace at the doghouse. Fire!
Oh, God!
Oh, okay, now we've definitely found the uncanny valley.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's unfortunate, is what it is.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
He's been dipping a bit too much into that fireman's chili. Cursed kibble. I think there's some crossbreeding between the Dalmatians and those fucking Sesame Street dogs that work here.
You know?
What is seen cannot be unseen.
Water!
How convenient.
I called the fire department.
Bad dog!
Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to...
Of course.
My name's Colleen. Colleen Barker.
Ace you.
Oh, sounds like you're catching cold, Ace. Oh. What's that?
Oh, it's a traditional Pekingese thing.
Funny, you don't look Pekingese.
I'm not. I'm an orphan.
Oh, I shouldn't have laughed.
I was raised by a kindly Pekingese couple, Mr. and Mrs. Howie Yu.
I guess you don't remember your real parents.
Not really. Except I have this one image, like a dream. I'm in my crib, and there's this big fuzzy blob above me. My dad, I guess. And then there's this little duck.
Your mother?
No, it was a toy or a puppet. The fuzzy blob would wave it in my face and say, cluck, 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 I'm a little duck. His name was Quackers.
Oh, you poor thing.
That's one way to put it, Colleen. I feel like there's a lot that needs to be dissected about this.
There's so many things that here's the thing. This is the worst part. There's an interesting through line about this that would be an intriguing story if it were being told less jokey joke.
Yeah.
Like, this is actually a compelling background outside of the fact that it is all done with dogs.
Yeah.
But
honestly, you know what this reminds me of? Like, do you remember how, like, the female lead in Gremlins had, like, the tragic backstory about losing her father on Christmas? Like, because he, like, dressed up as Santa and got stuck in the chimney? Like,
oh my god.
It's somewhat silly in its premise, but it's still played very seriously, and you really feel for the character. And then Gremlins 2 comes along, and they repeat the joke where I think her uncle died, like, in a fireworks accident while dressed up as Uncle Sam or something like that. Like, so they took, like, the actually tragic story from the first movie and made it a joke for the second.
I mean, that's just an unfortunate series of events for that character.
A little bit, but I mean, then again, Gremlins 2 was essentially self-parodying. Like,
True.
It was specifically, like, poking fun at tropes in media, down to, like, that one segment of the movie where, like, the film burns / glitches out, and the Gremlins start showing up in other fucking movies.
Yeah.
Once again, going on the list.
They decided to embrace the ridiculousness of their original premise anyway.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what the Muppets have always done from the start.
Actually, that's also what Army of Darkness did.
Oh, you're not fucking wrong. Yeah, Army of Darkness really hammed it the fuck up.
Yeah, the first one, literally because the second one was basically functionally a remake of the first one, but the first one was done seriously, but was so corny and cheesy and over-the-top B-movie that they're like, all right, let's just embrace this shit.
Yeah, you go from an unfortunate scene with a tree to a guy strapping a chainsaw to his fucking hand.
Groovy.
Groovy.
Here's the thing. They had an unfortunate scene, and then they made it all the more of a parody in the second movie.
Yeah.
It just happened again. But then they added all of the really wacky... They extended it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, my word. Anyway, back to this sad and tragic backstory.
With no one to love, no one to call your own. I know how it feels.
Really? You were an orphan too?
Sort of. My folks are accountants.
Well, I guess we
mean,
both had it pretty tough. That's why I'm gonna build a place to handle tomorrow's troubled pups. And I don't care what Bugsy them says.
Bugsy? Oh, I should have known. What? Oh, I'd like to roast him and his tail on a spit and...
Colleen, that's terrible.
I know, and it would smell awful. But if I could just give him one good belt in the chops...
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Look.
What is it? Oh, my dog. Is it?
Quackers.
Oh.
Quack, quack, quack. I'm a little duck.
Not bad. I didn't even see its bill move. Look, there's some kind of tag.
Christ.
2 ace on his first.
There's a level here.
There's a meta that's hard to process.
A puppet, working a puppet, doing a voice.
Mm-hmm. All these squares make a circle. All these squares... Okay, sorry. But, it is always interesting. We were just talking about self-referential and self-parodying humor, and here we are with the puppets handling puppets. This is not the first nor the last time the Muppets would pull a stunt like this, and it's always intriguing when they do.
Love Harry, your real dad? Dun,
Huh.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I see. It's a music cue.
Colleen, do you realize what this means?
That Harry was the blob?
Uh-huh. And that means Bugsy them killed my real father. Dun, 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
It's... I always have mixed feelings about, like, even in, like, the very jokey movies or shows, when you have a character, like, look directly into the camera, like, it's not something I've seen since that one clip from that fucking CG animated turkey movie where it's like, we're gonna go back in time to the first Thanksgiving and take turkey off the menu. And they looked directly into the camera. That's right. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to take turkey off the menu. I mean, like, on the one hand, yeah, I can appreciate a little tongue-in-cheek, but for whatever reason, I don't know. I feel like it depends on the way it's used.
Meanwhile, we have fucking Sans and Undertale.
Yeah, there it actually
Stop
works.
plaguing my life with incidental music!
God. See, that's actually good use of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, my word.
Come on, Ace. Come on. Here, boy.
Couldn't forget my good luck duck, you know.
Oh.
Hey, it's nice out here.
Yeah, I figured it might take your mind off the way Bugsy killed your real father. Snuffed him out like a match. Took his life and crushed it between his paws like dirt.
Forget it, Carleen. I refuse to fight him. I won't use force.
Oh, sure. End of subject. But if it were me, and that fat tub of lard squeezed the last breath out of my pop, chewed him up and spit him out like cheap tobacco, well, I'd grab him by the scruff of his neck and I'd...
Okay, hold on. So, like, other comments aside, I'm sorry, but was that just the fucking Minecraft eating sound effect? Like, let's listen to that again. Obviously, it's meant to be like dog panting, but...
Spit him out like cheap tobacco, well, I'd grab him by the scruff of his neck and I'd...
It sounds like it, but that wasn't laughter we saw him do before. Also, the binoculars turning out to just be the fucking...
Yeah.
Plate, whatever.
Yeah.
Police file was a complete failure. What a senseless waste of time. Brilliant. But now, my friend, it is time for us to put our ace in the hole. Don't you agree? You thick-headed twit. Here, take a good look. Now you see him? I'll make it very simple for you. Just one word. Sick 'em.
That's 2 words.
I mean, it's back to the whole, like, Hercules Phil bit of, like, 2 words, Amscray.
We're gonna talk about it. You know I'm not gonna do anything violent.
Well, what are you gonna do then, Ace?
Well, what can I do? Can't fight, but I won't sit still for it either.
You won't what?
Sit.
But Ace, if you don't fight, he'll kill you, just like he killed your dad.
Like father, like son, huh?
Oh, don't say that, Ace. Sell the doghouse. Get out now while you still can.
No, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna stay.
You're gonna what?
Stay.
Of course.
No dog's gonna make me beg.
Oh, maybe I just don't understand you.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just another half Pekingese German ex-shepherd with a cheap gag name and a hatful of dreams.
How relatable. God.
I don't have much to add on any of this.
Yeah, no, the movie is basically riffing itself.
It is.
So, I mean, we're just along for the ride.
There's not much that we can add outside of, like, please stop tormenting me.
Not much we can add other than a flea collar.
I want a flea, all right.
Yeah. But it refused.
The way I see it, I'm trying to fight Bugsy the only way I know how. I mean, I'm not just gonna roll over. But I've got strong convictions. Frankly, they're pretty hard to shake.
Okay, I will say to their credit... Go ahead.
Look at the hyperrealism of the fucking shoes.
It's not great. But, like, to their credit, they did telegraph a lot of these little I love aspects of this bit earlier on when they're showing how, like, supposedly, like, well, not well trained, but, like, prone to following these simple dog orders that Mad Dog was here. So, like, this was sort of...
It was telegraphed.
Yeah, it was clued towards, I am losing my entire fucking vocabulary watching this. I don't know. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I don't know, Ace. It's just I don't want anything to happen to you.
Yeah, there's an old Pekingese saying, Colleen. He who lives by the truck dies by the highway.
I don't know. That sounds kind of fishy.
Kind of what?
Fishy. Fishy.
Oh, fishy. I thought you said far-fetched.
Far-fetched?
Yeah, far-fetched.
You're an odd palooka, you.
So I've been told.
You're an odd palooka.
Yeah. Well, he's dead.
Yeah, that's a dead dog.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the fucking explicit Casablanca reference at this point.
Oh, inevitably.
Yeah,
Also, someone has redeemed an unpopular opinion.
Once again, I see. Well, thank you very much, Fee. I don't much care for small breeds of dogs. I mean, maybe it comes from bias concerning my nose was bitten open by a Shih Tzu when I was 5.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yeah. I don't think we ever told that story, did we?
We've told it multiple times, but we can do it again.
Yeah, so the gist of it is that Laura and I have well, you've seen undoubtedly multiple instances of us having eerie timing, either saying or doing something at the exact same time. But this goes down to instances in our childhood where roughly around the same time, not around the same age certainly, but around the same period in our lives, we each got our nose, or our face rather, bitten by a dog owned by an aunt named Debbie.
It would have been around the same age. I think I was anywhere like 7 to 9.
Yeah, because it would be around 9 if it was when I was 5.
Yeah, okay. So around the same time,
yeah,
we both were bitten on the face by a dog belonging to an aunt named Debbie. And that doesn't, like, that kind of stuff doesn't stop there. For example, we both don't like alcohol with one exception, which is Mike's Hard Lemonade. And
specifically
even then,
the black cherry version.
Specifically the black cherry flavor. So it's like our one exception is literally not just the same brand, but the exact same flavor of that brand.
And I think we also both went to space camp at around the same time.
It was, yes, literally around the same time, because you went when I was about 5. I think I was like 15.
Yeah, because I was around 10 or 11.
Yeah, but we went to 2 different space camps / academies.
Yeah, I went to the one in I think it was San Francisco, actually. Either way.
The one in California versus the one in Alabama.
Yeah.
I went to the Alabama one, and was miserable the entire friggin' time.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, it was so hot, and this was the middle of summer, so I went from the Northeast to Alabama in the summertime. And they were like, let's go run around in the sun. And first of all, I was fat as a kid too. Second of all, I was not used to that kind of heat. And so I literally I could not run around in the heat with the rest of them. And I do not care for this experience. And of course, I was effectively treated like a problem child for not being able to run in the heat.
Ah, boy. Did they ever put you on the fucking gyroscope?
Yes, once.
Oh, God.
And then they had that little procedure where we were assigned different tasks taking place in like the
simulation shuttle?
The simulation shuttle, yes.
Yeah, we had that too.
I was the comms person.
Oh, interesting.
Meaning I had to be the one taking calls from all of the other departments and communicating and offering advice. I had the list of things that needed to be done in certain emergencies. And of course, I had to deal with multiple areas of the shuttle, of whatever it was, contacting me at once and having to organize all of that.
Yeah, that absolutely tracks. My word. But,
and this was a 2-week engagement.
God, I don't remember how long mine was. I think mine was maybe around a week. It's hard to tell specifically. All I know is that for the longest time, I kept that fucking jumpsuit.
Although I will say, this is so tangential from what we're watching right now, but there was an interesting moment where we were going through, like, I don't know if it was like a museum, but there was basically a display that we were all being taken through. And the tour guide, was asking questions along the way. And at one point, we came to the Challenger. And the tour guide asked, there was a teacher that was taken aboard the Challenger. Does anyone know the name of that teacher? And I immediately raised my hand, and I was like, Krista McAuliffe. And they're like, right. And I'm like, yeah, I grew up in New Hampshire. I in fact did know the name of that because we have the Krista McAuliffe Planetarium out that way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well, I mean, that's just it, yeah. And eventually I ended up going to the same high school that she taught at. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was baby when she died, as in literally I had just been born like a few months before the Challenger event. But yeah, no, I eventually ended up attending that high school for a time anyway.
Yeah, that absolutely tracks. Fun fact, the taste of Tang has not changed at all in the last 30 years. Do with that info how you will. Well, I suppose there's some small comfort in knowing that that a mid-level orange drink has remained relatively unchanged in all that time.
Yeah.
See, yeah. I have a very specific association with Tang, so it's hard to say, because I've never probably drank Tang as it's meant to be drunk. I've never even tasted Tang, to be honest. At least I don't recall ever drinking it. But I know I've told you this story specifically. And it's entirely possible I may have told it on stream, but the long and short of it is, and funnily enough, this relates to high school. This was senior year of when I was in high school, and I was studying in my high school physics class. And there are 2 or 3 other dudes in the classroom with me. I was at my desk, and they took out a package of Tang, and they opened it up and proceeded to start making lines of Tang on the table.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. And I'm seeing this and thinking, oh, these fucking idiots. And I just tried to ignore them as best I could while studying. And then the physics teacher walked in. And I see this and I'm thinking, oh, okay, he'll put a stop to this fucking bullshit before it goes so far. Without pausing for a moment, he sees what they're doing, walks right up to them and says, yeah, man, go, go, go! And stops them dead in their tracks.
Well, that sounds like a big ting-tang, walla-walla bing-bang.
Yeah. And looking back at it now, I realize that is the most brilliant use of reverse psychology I have ever seen from a teacher. Like, it helps that my high school physics teacher was already a bit batshit crazy. Like,
I think... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. He was the type of motherfucker who would, like come up with a specific syllabus for the class, then, like, tear it up in front of us at the start of class going, now we're going to do this instead. Like, always, like, encouraging us to, like, think outside the box. And, like, it was one of those classes that really sparked my fascination for, like, the physical sciences. And we had 3 major projects throughout the year in that class. The first one was to make a mousetrap-powered toy car. The second was to make a musical instrument out of a chunk of wood. And the final one was to make a life-sized boat out of nothing but cardboard and duct tape and then get inside of them and race them against each other in the school pool. Mine was one of 3 boats that survived. And I take a fair bit of pride in that because I actually went out of my way to do a bit of dumpster diving, get some really solid like beams of cardboard for the spine of the boat. Essentially covered the whole thing from head to toe in duct tape like a canoe and ended up calling it the SSSOL. Out of how many? 3. 3 boats survived. One of the boats, which was put together by a group of students, was a straight up like pirate ship-esque thing. Like straight up with like a crow's nest and everything. It was pretty to look at, but of course the moment all the students got into it, it fucking sunk like a rock, collapsed under its own weight. I had the foresight to keep the canoe like to the side of the pool and essentially use one of the leftover cardboard beams as an oar to row myself back and forth. But yeah. Oh, out of how many? I want to say maybe 7 or 10. There were a fair number of them. But, yeah. Those were, in fact, the days, TM. I'm sorry again, I'm immediately pausing, and I know it's unrelated, but I heard, like, the basic melody, and in my mind I was instantly hearing from, like, the Muppets Take Manhattan, together again. Gee, it's good to be together again.
Because of course you did.
Once again, it's on the list of things I need to rewatch. Fucking Muppets Take Manhattan.
Hey, gorgeous, what'll it be? Hearty heart? Palomino platter? For a good-looking dog like you, it's on the house.
No thanks. If I want free doggy bags, I'll try the Dalmatian Army.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. That is not aged well.
Mm-mm. Anything involving the Salvation Army is,
Yeah. Moving on.
How about if I sing for my supper?
Sounds good.
Of course she's a singer.
Bubba.
What are you kidding? My real name is Ralph Blind Jellied Eel the Dog.
okay.
Ever since I was a little pup, just a half a hydrant high, I dreamed of how when I grew up, I'd fall madly in love with the one perfect guy.
Convenient spotlight is convenient.
Dog's best friend, but I can't make up my mind.
I feel like they used the same Dalmatian puppet there, but just covered up the eyes with the sunglasses.
Oh, absolutely.
Leave the bass player alone.
Leave me cold. Pointers I find pointless, and hound dogs look so old. Dobermans, I'll pinch ya. Greyhounds give me the blues. Bassets I find boring, but they usually have nice shoes. I wanna be a dog's best friend. I know he will ride. I wanna be a dog's best friend. Looking for a king.
This feels like the answer to Everybody Wants to Be a Cat.
I don't like anything about this.
It's not great.
Don't care if he's a big dog. I don't care if he's rich. He'll be my
You met him 2 days ago.
No, but it's true love, though.
Welcome to Family
Okay. That was good.
Yeah, yeah. Extras are often recycled. Oh, I'm aware of that. It's just the specific fact that it was the Dalmatian with the demon eyes is what got me.
Oh, this is a side job.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, every devil's got a hustle.
Walked all over Afghans, hairy sheepdogs on all there.
She's not bad. She's just stitched that way.
I think Great Danes are only fair. So where does my searching heart lead? It's a multiple choice question of breed.
I mean, credit where credit's due. It's not a bad vocal performance.
The answer's none of the above, 'cause the rules are
Yes, that was the joke, Fee.
you're a dog's best.
Now that's dog music.
Okay.
She's hitting notes so high it's enough to turn your woofer into a tweeter.
Christ.
What were we saying about the vocal performance?
You know? I mean, it'll certainly get her attention on Twitter.
Shut up.
Many have tried.
Colleen, they loved you.
Terrific. Just terrific.
Colleen?
I think you may have been onto something.
Colleen?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay.
I hope you all get heartworm.
Didn't we bring a gag for her?
Oh, sure. How about this one? These 2 Irish wolfhounds and a Shar-Pei going to a kennel.
My God.
Once again, I'm not sure what I expected, but...
Doggone.
Yes, indeed.
She is.
Bring 10,000
God, the music
balls to
is
the
so
old warehouse
80s.
at tonight, or I'll spray paint her teeth, glue her ears together, and tie a knot to her tongue. Twice.
Colleen's been kidnapped by Bugsy. It's time we stood together and showed them what we're made of. Huh? He can't kill all of us. What do you say?
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say. Every time you start the argument with, they can't kill all of us, I think you've already kind of lost. But
I mean,
then
that
again,
was
it worked
kind
on
of
the
the argument.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say that's what worked for the fucking Area 51
I was literally about to bring
invaders.
that up, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that difficult to sway weebs, to be fair. Just throw out a Garugamesh and you've got them hooked.
I think that's body language for yikes.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, that's a logician remark.
yeah, I mean, again, I relate to Rolf on a visceral level.
Of course you do.
Ah, my word. If the number 24601 appears somewhere, goddamn. I mean, give it a moment, Fee.
Well, Quackers, either I fight him, or Bugsy will hurt Colleen.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't?
Oh, he will, all right.
Well, what if he doesn't?
Oh, he will.
I got an extra loop of that, by the way.
Oh,
And
God.
so, our hero, forced to choose between his principles and the dog he loves, is reduced to talking to a hand puppet. What'll they think of next?
I know a guy who knows the rider. H gets killed in the next scene, and Colleen runs off with a duck and a hang glider. Honest.
Normally I'd argue, folks, but my mother always told me to let sweeping dogs lie.
What?
You know?
What? That's
Comedy
their
gold.
weakest joke. Like, at least the bad jokes were still, like, strong jokes. They were just bad. This was just
Yeah.
low-hanging fruit.
A little bit. Ah, my word.
Thank you.
Wait for it. Oh, wait for it. Not until we say the word.
A nice crispy biscuit for the little doggy.
I'm distinctly uncomfortable.
And how's our little song boy? Such angry noises from such a lovely lady. What a waste.
Don't kid yourself, Tootsie. I know her type. Always looking down her snout at you like she's something special. I've seen you doing tricks on street corners, girl. Jump through a hoop of water, sir. Catch a frisbee for a toy, ma'am.
Oh,
You know?
Isms want the little biscuit.
Oh! Why you? That's my name.
Don't wear it out.
Don't spell it out.
God damn it.
So you. It's you.
Let her go, them. This is between me and you.
And a dog named Boo.
Did you bring the 10,000 balls?
The money's for the orphans, Bugsy. All you get is me.
Sorry to hear that, Ace. You forced me to do senselessly violent things to your face.
I figured that. But I warn you, I'm a pink bow in the ancient Pekingese art of Wayayata.
Oh!
I mean, I
racism.
was waiting for them to make the racist joke, and I suppose we finally got there.
I mean, okay, at least they delayed it and didn't go for the obvious one, but still.
Still. My word. God. Oh, random question. Sorry, I just noticed. All right. If we're going with the... Well, I mean, I suppose this is on brand for animal stories. Why do primates always get the short end of the stick in stories with anthropomorphic characters? Like, they're always depicted as the villain or notably stupid among the other animals.
Because we know what we are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like...
That's why.
I mean, obviously, like... The real answer is probably as you say, because among the animals in the, I suppose, baser quote-unquote animal kingdom, primates are the most like human and thus are going to be the ones most likely to fuck up. But
I mean, we are primates, but...
Well, I mean, you know what I mean, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, monkeys and apes. Great apes, specifically. But, it always struck me as, like... Because I was one of those kids who fucking adored, like, studying primates. Like, I was that one ornery kid who, if, like, a parent said, look at the monkey at the zoo, I would say, actually, that's a great ape. Yes, even at that age, I was the snarky motherfucker that
I
you
mean,
know today.
we didn't know. But I will say that the real answer is probably more along the lines of a subversion of expectations, because one would expect that the creatures that are closest to us, just in general, like visually and what we associate with them/us, would be the most intelligent, the most wise, the most good, because, you know, humans are the only ones who ever invented something like morality. And so in order to subvert expectations, putting all of these traits into the monkey, because you would expect to so, like I said, subvert expectations. It's the making the cat dog-like or something like that.
Yeah. It's like, I think of the apes from Princess Mononoke who were convinced that the only way to, like, defeat the humans was to eat them and gain their knowledge. Or, like, literally all of the underlings of Andros from Star Fox. Or I think even, like, some of the villains from the Redwall book series may have been primates, and again, depicted as inherently antagonistic in nature. Like, I never dedicatedly read the Redwall books. I remember a friend of mine was trying really fucking hard to get me into them. Mojo Jojo, there you go. Perfect example.
Yeah. But I think, again, it is a case of conscious or not commentary on human behavior.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
What's this, you're gonna scamper me to death? You're gonna prance until I beg for mercy?
All right, but I warn you. Why I oughta.
Why I oughta.
Why I oughta.
Run for it!
What the? Hey, get her!
Why I oughta.
Would you prefer to be sliced, diced, or julienne fried? I'm such a wag.
You're certainly something.
So it looped for me a few times there. And I don't think I got to the same part that you did because it keeps skipping back and forth.
I'm sorry.
You unpause, and it's like, why I oughta. Let's do it. And then she swung back, but I didn't see any kind of connection.
God. Yeah, I think I paused just before the connection. But I was commenting more on, like, would you rather be sliced, diced, or julienne fried?
Yeah, because I didn't get that line. Would you rather... And then they cut to her, why?
I mean, again, that does work much better and in line with the whole YouTube poop allegory. But, yeah, who here remembers those fucking commercials? It slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries.
I mostly only know that from the reference in Aladdin.
Oh, God, yeah.
Not break. It broke.
Yeah. Because I remember, like, the big deal at the time was, like, a lot of those types of devices could essentially, fuck it, yes, that's why I live here. This is why I live in general, to make all of you suffer. But you learn something from that suffering, so my job is adequately done. But, yeah, the
is
big
that you,
deal
Bizarro?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is that you, Bizarro?
Listen, we don't talk about Bizarro. But
clap on!
Oh, God. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
Actually, head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
It was a woman's
head
voice,
on.
wasn't it?
Yes. Apply directly to the forehead.
Light bright, light bright.
I hate all of these jingles that have ingrained themselves into our psyche.
Me too. But, yeah, no, the big deal with that fucking thing at the time, the kitchen appliance specifically, was that, like, it could essentially make bloomin' onions. And, like, bloomin' onions were at, like, the height of their popularity at, like, Outback Steakhouse or wherever the fuck. And, like, the whole big selling point is, like, you can make this at home! Yeah, nowadays it'd be hard-pressed to find someone who actually knows what the fucking bloomin' onion is.
A priest, a teacher, and a rabbit enter a clinic to donate blood. The nurse asked the rabbit, "What is your blood type?" The rabbit replied, "I'm probably a type O."
God damn it. To be fair, that is some of the better writing we've heard tonight. I mean, actually, no, that's not fair. Rolf has had some zingers. You didn't learn shit I already knew about this shit. All you did was remind me of childhood. Well, I mean, as a certain foot soldier once said, pain is weakness leaving the body. And I suppose pain teaches us all a valuable lesson one way or another.
We've got 10 minutes left, man. Let's...
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Colleen, no violence. If we all could just sit down.
You!
You know?
More senseless! Yeah! Loop-de-loop!
Oh, look, it's your typical action movie audience.
Yeah? More violence.
Yeah. Oh, more senseless! One viewing of Red One later. Good play video. Thank you.
Oh boy, now this is entertainment.
Oh, that's just a dead dog.
Yeah.
Again.
So,
I mean, better a dead dog than a bad dog.
where's your flight? Now, are you ready to talk? Later, you. But first, Mad Dog and Scruffy get to experiment with your bone structure. Ready, boys? Hit it!
Come on, get it, move it!
Of course.
Jesus.
Oh, my dog! I broke a claw! It's broken right off!
Muzzle it, Bill! Come on, you guys, what is this, a retirement kennel? Come on, get your car! Let's move!
Can't get over the fucking tail.
Nor I.
All right, let's go! And this car chase better be senseless!
They usually are, especially if there's a fruit stand involved.
Oh yeah, super high speed.
Yes. High octane action.
Again. Thanks.
You saved mine first, you crazy lug.
Crazy lug.
You'll never guess who's tailing us. Hang on. I'm gonna give these drool buckets a tour of Dog City they'll never forget.
It's so astounding to see so many actual guns in a Muppet production. Well, not actual guns, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Always wanted to take my act on the road.
God bless you, Rolf.
Look out!
Sorry, dog bless you, Rolf.
That could not have been more ham-fisted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we got that fruit stand I asked for. Comical tales, so you can't accidentally take them seriously. I imagine, yeah, there's bound to be some payoff with the tale at the end. I did not mean for that. God damn it.
Well, this fruit will not stand.
No. Slip of the tongue.
Sounds like Symphony and A-flat squeak toy.
Okay, not fruit stand, but, I mean, same overall concept.
Where you going?
Where else? Grocery shopping. All right, Bugsy, eat my trash.
You know? Fair enough.
What do you think, grocery shop? Eat my, then cuts to throwing of produce. Eat my...
Ah, yes, your typical stroll through a Whole Foods.
I mean...
An eggplant.
Now that's what I call senseless. Don't lose them.
And thus, the eggplant emoji was born.
Look out for the clothesline!
Say nothing of the pile driver.
How come all the losers wind up in advertising?
My God!
Yeah?
Hang on! The meta on that!
I was gonna say.
I think he was literally, like, the first of them to be in an advertisement. Like, the origins of the Muppets in the first place.
Yeah, a little fucking bit. I mean, he would be the best qualified to make that statement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so you lost one. Let's go home.
Lost? Lost? Hang on. Bugsy them don't know the meaning of the word lost.
Then why are you so mad about it?
To be fair, I think everyone was mad about the ending to Lost.
That's simple. Lost. Adjective denoting something strayed or misplaced, as in, I've lost my kerchief.
You know? Hooked on Phonics hits different. Good for him.
Yeah.
It. Also, failure to win, as in, Denise has lost a tennis match. Now Sandra is champion.
Oh, Ace, we did it. We got away.
You did it, Colleen. You're a real pistol, you know that?
No, shucks, Ace.
You know, Colleen, there's been something I want to ask you.
Yes, Ace?
Does this car float?
Well, I...
Take a long drive off a short pier.
Oh, my. We almost got wet.
What do you mean, almost?
You know, that doesn't bode well for you.
I mean, As the children say.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
As the children say what? What do the children say, Logician?
Hey, yo. Stop the cap.
What do... You... I'm...
No, believe me, I share the
you.
sentiment.
I am astounded at you.
I try my damnedest.
Bugsy.
In the fur.
Oh, he was talking about wetting himself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean... Listen.
See, I thought that they were going with a different... well, I interpreted it as a different definition of wet.
Yeah, no, I had the distinct impression they're talking about wetting yourself, but because we are us, it works either way. I mean, listen, he's a thrill seeker. You is a thrill seeker.
You can lead the water, but you can't make him sink.